You're listening to Dashy
on SMG. So a lot of people's been asking me to do a podcast based on food delivery. And then I thought about it like, I kind of don't want to for real. But it's a lot of good opportunity in it. So I just said, fuck it. We're going to do a podcast called Dashy. It's a little joke between me and my peoples when they be like, yo, what you doing? Like, yo, I'm Dashy. So I don't know how I want to do this podcast about doing food delivery. Like, do I go back into how I started doing it, why I'm doing it? I guess I can start there. I mean, I kind of want to talk shit about, deliveries and stuff and get your guys' opinion on it. I haven't created an IG or social media for this show yet, so you can just comment at SMG Podnet on IG and Twitter. So all right, so I guess I'll just start with the story of how and why I started doing food delivery. So in 2017, I left my radio job in Richmond because it was just trash and I just was pretty much tired to be there. I ended up moving to Atlanta to, work a regular job. So after that job ended, it was a contract job. I was in Atlanta without work. So it was like, what the fuck? And I was hoping that I think I was down there for about like a year. So this is like 2018. And I'm down there in Atlanta trying to, shake hands, kiss babies, get into like the real reason why I'm down there. Like that shit didn't fall through. So I ended up coming back to Virginia, coming back to the 7-5. And I had signed up to do Doordash when I was in Atlanta, but I think I had Uber Eats at the time. And I just ain't feel like, going through the process of signing up for 2 delivery joints. So I ended up going back to Norfolk. And I think Doordash had just started in Norfolk in the 7-5. And I was like, oh, shit. Because that's what it was. Because at first I came back to Virginia, tried to sign up. It wasn't out here yet. Then like 2 or 3 weeks later, it ended up being out here. So I was like, okay, word. So basically since Memorial Day weekend of 2018, I've been doing food delivery with Doordash. So I probably have like thousands and thousands and thousands of deliveries. I had to get like another account, so like I don't have like the whole lifetime history of doing my food deliveries or whatnot. But trust me, I've been doing a lot. So I've always been telling my brothers and my friends and family, anybody, that has a car and a driver's license, get on with this shit. This shit is like good fucking money. And at times it's good, at times it's like it's not as fast. It's always going to be good money regardless. You're just driving around picking up food, whopping and popping. So DoorDash has been pretty good. Now it's really good, bread, because of the coronavirus. So speaking of the coronavirus, so the first thing that I want to touch on in the episode, and these aren't going to be like that long at all, is when you deliver to certain places. Now me, I'm not doing any deliveries where I have to go inside of a building. Like, if I have to, walk inside of something, I'm not delivering it. Because most times people will say, leave at my doorstep. But their doorstep is, on the 4th or 5th floor inside of an apartment complex. A loft of suites or whatever. Hell no, I'm not going inside that shit. Because the reason that the person is saying leave at my doorstep is because they don't want to leave their apartment. Because they don't want to walk down their hallways. What makes you think I want to walk down your hallways? You live there. You know what I mean? That's like I walk into your house. You don't want to touch stuff because it's dirty, but you want me to touch it. No, this is your house. So if your hallways, your elevators, your apartment complex isn't clean enough for you to walk outside to it, don't expect me to walk in it. And if you agree with me on that, dashers and delivery people, comment, whatever. Let me know that you fuck with me on that. So I don't do it. So if anybody delivers, and this isn't like if you're in the Norfolk delivery area, if you deliver to the Naval Lodge, it's on Hampton Boulevard by Terminal Boulevard. They have people in quarantine. Now, I know why one of them is quarantined because he ended up telling me his story. He just basically traveled in from out of town and is just, protocol to, make sure that he's good for the 14 days. So that means that there's people like him on a floor that are quarantined. So I go there earlier today to do a delivery, and normally, basically they have a sign on their door that says you have to have masks and gloves to enter the building. So I walk in there, say, hey, I got a delivery for such and such room. okay, he's on the floor, basically telling me he's on the floor that I have to go up to it. I'm like, I don't have gloves or a mask on. Your sign says I have to have gloves or a mask on. They were like, well, we don't go to that floor. So I'm like, so you're not going to take it up there? They were like, no, we don't deliver food. And I'm like, well, I don't work in a government building that houses quarantine people neither. So she just looked at me and I was like, all right, cool. And I just walked out, did my protocol to contact Doordash, let them know, hey, I'm not delivering to a person on a quarantine floor. Normally what they do is that either the person who works there will go up and deliver it to them, or if they're not a quarantine person, in any other situation, like if you was like in a hotel or anywhere else, they'll just come to the main door because they understand like, hey, we're trying to stay not in buildings. And most people understand it. So I get it if you're in quarantine and you can't come, but the people who work in the building should actually have brought the food up to them. So that's just something that I wanted to get off. So if you got like a DoorDash story that you want to share, you can always hit me up at SMG Podnet. I'll make a show page for Dashy later. I used to not like to give up tricks that I've learned because I always felt that, well, damn, if I teach everybody the tricks, then it'll screw me up, which that did actually happen last summer. If you guys remember, it was a point in time where you could actually call DoorDash and actually have them add you to the schedule. Like if you go into the DoorDash app and you try to get a schedule, it says there's nothing available. You can actually call DoorDash and say, hey, I want to be put in this time slot for this time. And then they used to put you in it. Somebody told somebody, and then that person ended up fucking it up for everybody, and then nobody could call in their schedules anymore. You had to actually find yourself a schedule. And this was around the time when I was telling my brothers about it, where they was trying to get on and get in, and it was like, there's no schedules, we can't do shit. And it's like, well, damn, you know what I mean? People fucked it up. So I go back a long ways with DoorDash, so it's not too many tricks and trades to learn now for real, because of the coronavirus. DoorDash is pretty much, making it lenient for us to be able to make money, for businesses to make money, and for people to get their food. So I pretty much want to use this platform to just, have fun with it a little bit, We all got stories. We all got pet peeves and things that, we don't like when it comes to, deliveries or being in a certain restaurant. So I feel like this should be the platform for people to, voice their frustrations, give their praise or whatever. I know one topic of conversation is always tips. And if you guys want me to do an episode about tips and trying to educate people about why you should tip, or if you are a new dasher or delivery person, preferably a dasher because it's easier to tell. If you're a dasher and you can't tell that you have an order where the customer didn't tip you, if we get a certain amount of likes, I'll go ahead and do a video about that. I think that's how people do it on YouTube and on social media now. They tease it, they make a promise, and then they do it. So, yeah, let's go ahead and make that happen. Follow me at Everything Dope, E3 R's, Thang Dope. And you can follow the network at SMG Podnet.
You're listening to Dashy
on SMG.